a young military officer acting on the orders of a retired military officer in a civilian government prevented a civilian officer who is acting on the instruction and on behalf of the incumbent president. I don't understand what is wrong with us in this country. I don't get it. A lot of us are not aware that the implication of what transpired between Wike and this young military officer is that the president is not in power. Yes, that is the message. The civilian president, Tinubu, is not in power. He is not in charge in Nigeria. The military is in charge. That is what they are saying. If we understand the implication of what just happened, every Nigerian should be on the road protesting. Because there is no way somebody would be acting on the orders of an incumbent president and somebody else who is acting on the orders of a retired military officer would counter his orders. And it would be right. There is no way it would be right. There is no way it is supposed to be right. Denying Wike access to that construction site is denying President Tinubu access to that construction site. More so, at a time when the rumor of coup is still on the air. The behavior of those military boys is beyond acting on orders. It is a message. Challenging the minister of FCT is different from challenging a governor of a state. They are not the same. Challenging the minister of FCT is a direct affront against the president. And it is very unfortunate that Nigerians are celebrating it instead of hitting the road in protest.
If you look at the name tag of that young military man, it is Yerima. If you look at the name of the retired naval officer, it's also of northern extraction. If that boy standing there was answering Uzodinma and the general that sent him was General Okoye, what we are saying now will have been different. If in fact that young officer will lose his job, if that boy was Shola and the general was Debo, the story will have been different. If you have wisdom, you will understand.
We can say the boy na fool. He say, don't call me a fool. He don't want courage. If we can call me fool. You see, this is what I'm telling you. Say, you people have been so oppressed in your mind. You just say, don't call, I'm not a fool. That one bravery. So if we can call you fool, now this one you go tell me that, say, I'm not a fool. You don't go tell me grandfather na fool. You don't go tell we can say, we can, me fool, your papa na fool. We can, don't go better for your generation. I want to say, hey, who be this brave soldier? I'm not a fool. I'm not a fool. Yeah. That one are bravery. Now know where the boy for sure saying brave. To say him brave. Now when they give him illegal order, whoever tell us go and mount land, you go take basically, did I train to become a naval officer? You go ask, did I train to become a naval officer to earn this uniform I'm wearing, so I can go and stand on your land, so that they'll not come and demolish your property? That is brave.
Some Nigerian politicians are condemning the act of the naval officer that is not supposed to talk to Wike in that manner. That Wike is a sitting minister of the FCT. That whatever Wike is doing is Mr. President that sent him to do it. That Wike has every right to enter anywhere in Abuja. While army generals, especially former chief of army staff and other organs, are saying what Wike did was totally wrong. That Wike is not supposed to insult a naval officer or any military personnel that are on uniform. That if Wike insult one of them like that, it means Wike have insulted the whole military in Nigeria. That Wike did not have respect for that uniform. So now it's not like a fight between military people and Nigerian politicians, because Nigerian politicians no one agree. So what did the boy do? No good. So now the way this thing they be now, who are we going to listen to? No, who are we going to listen to? So you watching this video now, who is right on top this matter? Is it Nigerian politicians or the military or guard them?
So when I talk about Wike, Wike, a serving minister in the government, in where he has the power of a governor goes to a place and a military officer, because he's wearing a military uniform, will come out and stop him from having access. And people are applauding that is courage. If it's courage, let him go to Sambisa now. I think they're looking for people in Sambisa. Let us not make excuse. Is it guiding private property? Is that why they engage him in the military? This is me. I don't do anything for you to like me. Hate me. If today you just hate me small, hate me more now. Because the truth I will tell, you will never like it. And everybody knows me. In my family, in my school, in my alma mater, in everything that I am involved. They know that, no go Asari. Asari go say in home. He no give a damn. He doesn't give a damn. Today, I am restraining myself because of position I hold. And like I said, most of these positions are like prisons. Are like prisons. It ties your hand and your leg and for people to attack you so that you will not be able to fight back. Why will we cannot be there, Idris? Is it not the minister and the governor of Abuja? If he did not go, if it's a minister, he did not go, and people are abusing the master plan of Abuja and carrying out projects, they will say, oh, he was minister, he did not go. He delegated his position to people. Oh, Mr. President is sleeping. He doesn't even know what's happening in his government. Like when I started in the morning, I said, Nigeria is the only country where nobody wants to obey the law. Only a few people. Just cross over to Cotonou, Benin Republic. Go to Togo.
I think and I know that for Wike, before Wike got to that land, he must have gotten information that soldiers were at that land. You see, sometimes, as hero where you be, not be every fight. Sometimes you fight. You see, there are times you go look some kind war, you vet show away your face, we strategize. You see what has happened today that is trending everywhere? Trust me, whether you like it or not, you get some kind of people who end up look wicked for eye before. They don't against small motion. Most especially if Wike did not enter that land. Some people go say, so this man not be I am that I am. So sometimes it better make people assume, say you dey fear, than make people see, say you dey fear. If Wike had not gone there, people for the say abeg you, if to say Wike go there, forget it. But say he go there, if they talk, that guy stands. Face am. I feel that Wike would have saved himself this embarrassment and keep his crown on his head. What has happened to Wike today that is all over the news, for me, it has reduced more than 30% of the respect that people generally have for him. Knowing that there are human beings in this life that can stop Wike, for me, it would have avoided going to that place totally. That's okay.
Welcome back to the Gist Line. So I see a lot of people supporting this army officer, and some seems to be supporting Wike. So now I'm going to drop my own take. I feel that in as much as both are actually wrong, let's be logical about it, because Wike was on an official assignment. He was inspecting a construction site, doing his job as Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. The army officer, on the other hand, was allegedly stationed there to guard the land, something that's not even supposed to be part of military duties. Soldiers are meant to defend the country, not protect private lands or get involved in civil property matters, and that's already a red flag. Now, why a lot of people say that Wike's tone was too harsh, and yes, because Wike is known for his fiery mouth, we also have to admit that the officer had no business confronting him in that kind of setting. That's the truth. Because it's one thing to maintain discipline, but it's another thing entirely to challenge a sitting minister in front of the public, especially during an official duty. And that kind of thing sends the wrong signal about how authority works in government. Nigerians are frustrated, I understand, and many of them don't like politicians, and Wike has his own controversies already. So the moment they saw someone talk back at him, it became a moment of joy for the public. But this reaction also shows how much resentment people now have towards government officials, and that's dangerous for any country, because we can't keep sharing every time a civilian or soldier disrespects an official just because we don't like politicians. That mindset destroys order, and it also weakens respect for institutions. On the other hand, we can't just pretend that the Nigerian army hasn't caused part of this problem. Yes, because over the years, we've seen soldiers, they've been used to intimidate protesters instead of protecting them, to silence civilians instead of defending their rights. From the EndSARS protests to several street demonstrations, even the recent one that happened with Shewore, the military, they have lost public trust because of how they've handled civil matters. So now, when people say an officer standing up to a politician, they see it as justice, even when it's not. So this whole Wike versus army officer drama, I just feel that it shows one thing, that a government that is struggling to enforce proper rules and a public that has lost faith in both sides. Soldiers shouldn't be guarding land. Politicians are not supposed to be using power like personal property. But if everyone keeps overstepping their boundaries, I feel Nigeria will keep running in circles. And at the end of the day, the officer's behavior wasn't professional, and Wike, though he was harsh, was technically what he did was technically right to question him. So the real focus shouldn't be who won the argument for me, but why a soldier was there in the first place. And until Nigeria stop mixing military power with civil matters, I think we'll keep seeing these embarrassing public clashes. So what do you think about this? I already know. What do you think is right and who is wrong? What's your take on this? Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And if today is your first time joining my channel, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe.